Hey everyone, welcome back to Tour. Today we're diving into a book that's been life-changing for millions, Becoming Supernatural: How Common People Are Doing the Uncommon by Dr. Joe Dispenza. If you've ever wondered how ordinary people can heal their bodies, manifest their dreams, or even tap into something bigger, like the mysteries of the universe, this video is for you. Stick around because I'm breaking down the science, the stories, and the step-by-step practices that make this book so powerful. And yes, we'll talk about how you can start applying this stuff today. Let's get into it. So, what's Becoming Supernatural all about? At its core, it's about unlocking your potential to do things most people think are impossible. Think healing chronic illnesses, manifesting your goals, or even having mystical experiences. Dr. Joe Dispenza, a chiropractor who famously healed himself from a devastating spinal injury without surgery, says anyone can tap into this power. He blends cutting-edge neuroscience, quantum physics, epigenetics, and ancient spiritual wisdom to show how you can rewire your brain and body to become, well, supernatural. Here's the big idea. You're not stuck with the life, health, or reality you have now. Your thoughts, emotions, and energy can literally reshape your biology and your future. Sounds wild, right? But Joe backs it up with science and real stories from his workshops. Let's break it down. First, let's talk science, because this is where Joe gets nerdy, and I love it. The book dives into how your brain and body are wired. You've heard of neuroplasticity, right? It's the idea that your brain can change and form new connections based on what you think and feel. Joe says when we're stressed, stuck in that fight or flight mode, our brain and body are in survival mode, replaying old habits and emotions. It's like being trapped in the past. But here's the cool part. When you shift to elevated emotions like gratitude, love, or joy, you can rewire your brain. Joe's team uses brain scans to show how meditation changes brainwaves, moving you from chaotic beta waves to calm, coherent alpha or theta states. This isn't just feel-good fluff, it's measurable. And it gets crazier. Your emotions can even turn genes on or off. This is called epigenetics, and Joe cites studies showing how meditation can reduce inflammation, boost immunity, or even trigger spontaneous healing. Think about that. Your thoughts can change your DMA expression. Joe's workshops have tracked people doing this in real time. Pretty mind-blowing, right? Now, let's get a little cosmic. Joe dives into quantum physics, not to confuse you, but to empower you. He says reality isn't fixed like we think. Instead, there's this quantum field, a sea of infinite possibilities where everything exists as energy. When you quiet your mind through meditation, you can tap into this field and literally choose a new reality, whether it's better health, wealth, or relationships. Joe's not saying you just think positive and poof, magic happens. It's about getting your brain and heart in sync, called heart-brain coherence, and then focusing on what you want with crystal clear intention. This is where mental rehearsal comes in. Athletes do this all the time, visualizing a perfect performance. Joe says you can do the same to manifest a new job, heal your body, or create a life you love. Imagine sitting in meditation, feeling the emotions of your dream life before it happens, and then watching it unfold. That's the quantum game Joe is teaching. Okay, let's talk about the stories, because this is where Becoming Supernatural hits you in the feels. Joe shares real cases from his workshops, ordinary people doing extraordinary things. One story that stuck with me is about a woman who lost her husband to suicide and was battling cancer and depression. Through Joe's meditations, she not only found peace, but reversed her cancer. No joke, her scans showed it. Another participant, a guy with chronic pain, used these techniques to rewire his nervous system and walk pain-free after years of suffering. These aren't miracles, they're examples of people using their minds to change their bodies. Joe's workshops have thousands of these stories, backed by data like heart rate monitors and brain scans. It's like, whoa, this stuff works. And the best part, these are regular people like you and me, You don't need to be a monk or a mystic to do this. So how do you actually do this? Joe's book isn't just theory, it's a playbook. He lays out step-by-step meditations and practices you can start today. Here's a quick rundown of the key ones. 1. Tuning into the quantum field. This is a meditation where you quiet your analytical mind, focus on your breath, and connect to that infinite field of possibilities. It's about feeling the energy of your future now. 2. Mental rehearsal. Picture your goal, say a healthy body or a new career, while feeling the emotions of it already happening. This trains your brain to make it real. 3. Blessing the energy centers. Joe ties this to chakras or energy centers in your body. You focus on each one, aligning them with elevated emotions to raise your energy. 4. Breath work. This is a big one. Joe teaches a specific breathing technique to pull energy up your spine, activating your nervous system and creating coherence between your brain and heart. These practices are super detailed in the book, and Joe walks you through them like a coach. Start small, maybe 10 minutes a day, and you'll start feeling shifts. I've tried some of these, and let me tell you, the clarity and energy you get are next level. Now, I know some of you are thinking, this sounds too good to be true. And yeah, the book has its critics. Some scientists call it pseudoscience, saying Joe stretches quantum physics a bit far. Fair enough, quantum stuff is tricky, and not everything's fully proven. But here's the thing. The brain scans, heart coherence data, and real-life transformations are hard to dismiss. Even if you're skeptical, the core idea, your thoughts shape your reality, is backed by solid neuroscience. Plus, you don't have to believe it all to try it. Test it out for yourself. Meditate for a week, focus on something you want, and see what happens. What's the worst that could come from feeling more grateful and focused? All right, guys, that's the magic of becoming supernatural. It's not just a book, it's a roadmap to unlocking your potential, backed by science and stories that'll inspire you to take action. Whether you want to heal, grow, or create a life you love, Dr. Joe Dispenza shows you how to start today. Have you read Becoming Supernatural? Or maybe you've tried meditation or manifestation? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I'd love to hear your story. And if you found this breakdown helpful, give this video a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, and ring the bell so you don't miss more content like this. Want to dive deeper? Grab the book. Let's become supernatural together.